Good morning, all. Maybe we just wait some 5 more minutes for more people to join, and then we'll start. We'll start effectively at 11:07, if that's okay with everybody.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone, and
All right.
welcome to this. Good morning and welcome to our Azure Stack Hybrid Cloud for the new normal webinar. It's great to have everyone here, and we thank you for joining us. We are Rugby, and our goal is to make the world a better place through technology. And we're doing this by taking you to the cloud, and we're working with Rack Centre in order to ensure that you have the best of services for that. I will quickly do an intro, and then we'll go into the agenda because we're short for time. I think we're about 8 minutes into the time that we scheduled for this, and we'd like to keep the time because we know that everyone is busy. So a quick introduction. My name is Wale Adeyemi. I lead the new business and strategic partnerships for Rugby Business Solutions and Technology. With that, what it means is that the product development team, the data engineering team, and dotted line, the software engineering team, and all that. I kind of like work with them to extend our businesses, extend our portfolio, make partnerships, things that will make the world a better place, fulfill our vision with technology. And that's what I do. I also have with me my colleague here, Sikiru Abbas. Sikiru leads our technology, services, and solutions team. That is the team tasked with providing cloud migration and cloud installations and infrastructure services for our customers, and also providing modern workplace solutions for our customers. They develop solutions that are around ensuring that our cloud customers get the best of services, get the best in migration, moving their services from on-premise to the cloud or from cloud to cloud, or managing multi-cloud solutions, providing managed services for our customers. We'll be taking one of our presentations today, the very technical presentation. I'm not the technical person, but it will do justice to that. Also, I have Olumide Obafemi Adewale, who is our business development manager, driving our hybrid cloud and Azure Stack in-country services here. So he will be delivering a view of the catalog of services that you can get, use cases that you can get from working with some of our solutions when we get there. Oh, sorry, I'll be presenting that. Sorry, that's a mix-up. So you'll be given a brief of what we do, and then we'll move on from there. So quickly, because we're short for time, we'll move on to the first, the second item of the agenda, which is giving a view of Rugby. There's a bit of a change here. I'm swapping with Olumide so that he can talk more about Rugby. So, Olumide, over to you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Can you let me know once you can see my screen so I can go ahead?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Very cool. Thank you very much. So, like Wale said, Rugby, we're a team of world-acclaimed professionals. We deliver end-to-end IT solutions, giving you an anxiety-free solution to whatever problem you have that is relating to IT. And how do we do this? We've been doing this over the years, since 2014. And over the years, we've been able to gather a pedigree of firsts. Our latest one is that we're 2020 Partner of the Year for Microsoft. We have competencies in over 14 different areas. That's cloud platform, data analytics, all of that. So how do we do this? We offer first-in-class services, through strategic partnership and alliances, excellent technical expertise, and we always exceed our customers' expectations, as you will be able to say. So like I said, we have a pedigree of first. We've been Microsoft Worldwide finalists since 2017, Country Partner of the Year 2 years running, that's last year and this year. We are certified system integrators, and like I said, we have platform competencies in over a couple of areas. Then we deliver end-to-end cloud marketplace, and we have informatical partners as for data analytics. What makes us different is we have a board that has over 90 years experience. We have over 50 enterprise clients, and we work in over 11 industry verticals through different technology divisions. So on this journey, we have partners, Microsoft, Cisco, Docker. All these guys help us to deliver, like I said, end-to-end IT solutions to you, whether it's security you want, whether it's containerization, whether it's Microsoft products, whichever product it is that you want, whatever it is that you're doing, from hardware to software to middleware, everything that we do for application modernization, data analytics. So we do all of that just to make sure that you have the right solution for whatever problem it is, and we deliver it at an optimal rate. So like I said, we work in over 11 different industry verticals: financial services, SMEs, agriculture, as stated in the snapshot here, oil and gas. So wherever it is that we have experience in that industry, we've been able to do one or two things with them. And like I said, we have business divisions that we work with: the software engineering division, data engineering, artificial intelligence, subject matter experts heading and being in these departments, making sure that whatever solution we are giving you is tested and trusted using global standards. Then like the technology services solutions department, they handle anything related to cloud and infrastructure. So we have business services monitoring, backup and DR, and a couple of others: email and office productivity, document management system, and a couple of others, as you can see on the screen. Then from software engineering development, we use the departments, we use our DevOps system to be able to deliver solutions, and they also help in building our products. They work hand in hand with the product team to deliver our products to you. So we have the cloud marketplace, SME ERPs, and we also do app modernization. Then the data and AI departments also have a couple of solutions here: the attendance management system using facial recognition and biometric-based IoT system. We have IoT-based monitoring solution for hardware-based solutions, cognitive system using bots as virtual assistants, BI and predictive models, big data analytics using Azure Synapse. Then for business solutions, they handle enterprise business applications. That's where you see the Dynamics 365, SAP, and all of Business Central. That's where they come in, the offensive solutions. We have customized modules that are applicable to our sub-region. Then for the product team, to be able to reach more people, to be able to, like our vision says, to make the world a better place through technology, we have developed products along the years to be able to reach more people far and wide beyond enterprise organizations. We go to SMEs, individual organizations, and mid SMEs also. So we have the BSM, that's Business Services Monitoring Solution, which monitors all your infrastructure and applications and network wherever they are, whether in the cloud, whether on-premise, to monitor it and giving you business insights to be able to make business decisions real quick. Then you have the API management and data exchange. So what this does is it helps you to manage all the APIs that you have running in your organization, so that you'll be able to manage everything from one dashboard, be able to know, troubleshoot, and all of that. And also give you enhanced API security, full application monitoring, and intelligence exchange of data. Then the custody solution is a solution that was built for the custody operators and licensed custodians in Nigeria. So it helps them to facilitate settlement of financial instruments promptly. We also have the secure data room, where you can exchange data back and forth in a secure environment, which is based in the cloud. Then the Wragby Azure Stack, which is a hybrid cloud platform for you to be able to run IaaS, PaaS, DR, anything that you want to run on, and have cloud services in an on-premise environment. Then you have our managed service, that's for our support, for enablement, approach, and third options. We also have our cloud marketplace for you to be able to purchase cloud services on the go without having, and it's what's called provision for you also on the spot. And our SME productivity, which is our cloud marketplace, where you buy Microsoft products and also the Azure Stack products. Then we have the WB's Manager, which is our ERP. is an integrated suite of applications that manages core business processes such as sales, purchasing and accounting, human resource, customer support, CRM, and inventory. Then we have the iBroker, which is a customized ERP solution for insurance brokers. Thank you very much. We can move on. Wale, you can go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olumide. We try to make it quick. I know you had more than this, but thank you for making it as quick as possible. So as not to waste too much time, please let's welcome our head of technology services and solutions, Mr. Sikiru Abbas. Sikiru, you can take the floor, sir.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Let me just quickly bring up my deck. Right away. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm audible enough. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. We can hear you.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you, everyone. You're all welcome to this webinar. So we'll try as much as possible to do justice to this topic, which is hybrid cloud, for the new normal. So I'm sure all of us, most of us here, of course, we are familiar with what hybrid cloud is, but I'll try as much as possible to share some perspective, around this topic. So just a quick view of what we'll be talking about. So, our understanding of hybrid cloud, what the cloud transformation is, and we touch on Azure Stack, then the hybrid use cases, and Azure Stack as an integrated system. Then we tell you why you need to come to our hybrid cloud environment, because we have one running in country. Which we believe will actually meet your business need and requirement. So just, to talk a little bit about what our understanding is. So today, some of us have our services running on traditional infrastructure. So we have a data center where we put in our services. So we deploy, we buy servers, we order servers. It takes a long time for us to get those servers available in our data center. Then we'll do our installation on them. So we have traditional infrastructure that runs out of our data center today. And of course, for some organizations, that are empowered financially, they've taken that a bit forward by doing what we call a private cloud. Of course, private cloud still runs within your environment. So it's a cloud that you have built to support your, your infrastructure services. Then, of course, some other organizations have actually also gone a step further to invest in public cloud services. So when you look at all this, from traditional infrastructure to private cloud to public cloud, when you have a mix of these, a blend of this computing environment, it's actually what we call hybrid cloud. So today, you can say you want some services to be on premise for certain reasons. You can decide you want some to be in the cloud. So for companies that have, had that vision of actually transitioning some of their services into the cloud, they have benefited so much today. We're all aware of the recent happening around the world. 2020 has been a year of setback for some organizations, while it has been a year of great improvement for organizations that are already in the cloud. During the lockdown period, whereby offices are shut down, a lot of people have issues accessing the office. It was difficult to service their customers. So that's why we are saying that hybrid cloud is the new norm for us, around the world. So you need to have a leg in and a leg out for you to be able to provide, optimal service to your customers. So in a nutshell, so when you have a mix of all these, cloud computing environment, so which comprises of a public cloud, a private cloud, and on-premise infrastructure, whereby these services are running. So you have what is running on your on-premise infrastructure, what is running in the public cloud or private cloud. They have data exchange, they are linked together. Then you have what we call a hybrid cloud, which is the way to go for any company that wants to meet the demand of the market as we speak today. So cloud transformation has actually, of course, I tell people cloud, has come to stay. So cloud is today and cloud is the future. So when you look at it, cloud has about, three things you talk about. You talk about it being global. So when you talk about cloud, it's actually a network of hyperscale data center that is spread around the world. So when you subscribe to cloud service from an OEM today, you are sure that your data is, of course, will highly be available at any time you need them. So if you are thinking of building your own data center, for instance, you need to think of having a second location to provide DR service. When you subscribe to cloud, because it's global, so you don't need to start worrying yourself about that, because you can actually scale between continents or across continents, and your service will always be available. Then the cloud today is actually trusted because of the breadth of security functionality that has been provided to them. They are all satisfied with all forms of security standards, so to ensure that they are compliant globally. So you as an organization, you cannot meet all the security requirement standard because you are not a focused security organization. You have a service you deliver to your customers. So cloud today is the provider of the service actually invest so much in security because they are actually housing people's information. So cloud today is trusted, and I'm sure everyone on this call has one form of cloud service they run in their organization. Then when you look at it, hybrid, like I mentioned earlier, so you have a step in, you have a step out. So for organizations today, we understand that you have services you are running on premise. And it's not like you just move things from one place and throw it in the cloud. Moving to the cloud is a journey. And the way to go for us is to have a hybrid connection, whereby you have a leg in the cloud first. Maybe you want to have a feel of what it looks like, then you now start transitioning gradually. So, of course, it's also support the hybrid approach for you as you may require. So, looking at Fortune magazine, published that over 90% of Fortune 500 use Microsoft Cloud today. So that speaks volume. And if you bring that back home in Nigeria, you realize that the major players in the various sectors of the economy, they are all empowered with cloud services. When you talk about the banks, you see the leading banks, of course, adopting and using technology. Go to oil and gas, the same thing. Go to manufacturing, the same thing. So that's to tell all of us that cloud has come to stay. It is not negotiable. It's not a matter of are we doing it or we are not doing it, because when you see that is the trend globally, and because of the functionality and the features it offers, it gives you that speed you need, so the agility. So for instance, today a customer needs is ever changing. So how do you adapt quickly into that situation? So you need to have that agility. Your time to market is key. Because while you are ordering server, like I said earlier, server ordering might take you 5 weeks before it comes, before you start provisioning. But with cloud, is just immediately you request for it, you get it immediately. So you can do a provisioning of server within the next 10 minutes. So it gives you that speed for you to be able to meet the market demand, as well as help you to innovate, because you can actually think and be able to provide the need of your customer. Of course, cloud is stable. Like I told you, initially, you have resilience across different continents, across different regions, for you to ensure that the service you are putting in here, you can always consume it as at when you need it. On click of a button, the service is available for you for consumption. Of course, it's also predictable in the sense that, of course, when I bring in a service in here today, I am sure that it will continue for as long as I want it to run, because the service is backed by SLA. So you have service description that tells you, I'm promising you 6 nines, which is 99.999 availability. You can't offer yourself that even when you have that service running out of your infrastructure within your premise. So if you want to give an SLA to your consumer, for instance, today, I'm sure to give them even 2 nines is a problem. So that's to tell you that cloud is the way to go. Cloud gives you that that confidence, it gives you that much of assurance that the service will never go down. So looking at what the hybrid cloud environment looks like I was saying, so it's either you subscribe to a Microsoft cloud or our own cloud, then you have your own premise. So what it just helps you to do is actually to blend these two environments together. So you can see the two environments will look like one, and that is what we are talking about in the hybrid. So it's it's like the best of both worlds. So you have the on-premise world that you have traditionally used over the years. Yes, you have issues that you battle with around them. There are a lot of issues, your backup, your cooling system, and all the rest. But when you take a step into the cloud, you are now having a blend of these two environments to provide better service to your customers. So this is what we're just going to do for you: blend the two environments, and the services are as intact as they've always been, on-premise. Then when you look at this is actually a study that was done by Harvard, is the study, about hybrid cloud, and it's actually to tell us that, this is what is happening in the world now, and when if you don't move with the time, of course you'll be left behind. So it was actually this is the report of the study, and it says that today, for businesses to grow, enterprise believe in hybrid cloud. So I talked about the agility, the resilience it provides to you. So they think going the hybrid cloud is the option for our business to grow. And from that survey, over 74% actually align with that. And it also says that a lot of companies today, they've started building their hybrid cloud strategy, and the number keeps jumping year in, year out. So the number keeps increasing. If the survey is done this year, next year you will see that the number has grown. Show you that people are getting of the need to start transitioning their services into the cloud. Then it also says that the spend on hybrid cloud has actually grown 6 times over the previous years. So you see that a lot of people are now having thought around how do we even leave what we are doing traditionally and get into a more modern way of delivering service, to our customers. And of course, this will actually be a service that will be provided by, by service provider to organizations globally. So, hybrid cloud actually, gives you, consistency, in terms of, some of the things you do today on premise and in the cloud. So when you look at it, it actually helps you it actually does integration for you, around your development, your identity, the platforms you have for data, as well as, security. So when you look at it in this way, so you have on-premise services, you have cloud services. Let me take you here and you see some of the things I'm trying to talk about. So today, for some of us here, we use service or the other. Some of us use Microsoft Cloud Services. So today you will see that you have your Active Directory running on premise, and you are able to use the same credentials you are using on Active Directory. You are able to use it in the cloud. That is consistency. So it helps you to bring together your on-premise credential identity for you to be able to consume cloud services. So that's what it does to you. So that's hybrid identity you've actually done in there. You look at the integrated management system and security. So today we have some infrastructure that are running from on-premise. And what you want to do, you want to take advantage of the security functionalities that are available in the cloud. You can actually leverage the cloud to provide that. So today we have Azure Sentinel, which is a SIEM that can help you collect event information and event security event logs from services that are running from on-premise. Today, we have what we call Azure Information Protection. So it can actually help you to protect, information that are stored on your file server on-premise. We have Cloud App Security, which is a security solution that resides in the cloud, and you can actually use it with services that are running on-premise. So it helps you to utilize cloud services to manage the resources that are on-premise, to give you that consistent environment for you to deliver to your internal customer as well as your external customers. And while doing this, of course, is ensure that you comply with all security and regulatory requirements while you are consuming those services. Then when you look at your your data platform, your SQL, you can actually use that same service in the cloud. You can use your SQL you can have services running in the cloud, then they leverage the SQL on-premise. You can transition that SQL service on-premise into the cloud as an half service as well. Then you look at Azure Stack and Azure Services, the same consistent view. So the same knowledge you use to manage your Azure services is the same one you use to manage your Azure Stack. And of course, it has a unified console for you to be able to do your management. So virtually everything you can do on Azure in the cloud, you can do same thing on Azure Stack on-premise. So just a brief overview on Azure Stack. So I always explain to people, it's different from vBlock. You understand? For some of us that have experience around vBlock. So Azure Stack is just, a server you have, within your environment. So, and what it does is actually to extend the functionality of Azure services into your data center so that you can actually meet with, the necessary, innovation, you need to achieve on-premise. So what that speaks is, so you might have certain restriction in terms of what you can keep in the public cloud. So Azure Stack is now something that is resident, within our own data center, for you to run some of those services using the same set of tools, the same set of skill set you have to manage that you use to operate on Azure. You understand? So it helps you to be able to modernize your application, because it's giving you that agility, it's giving you that innovation capability for you to run everything you can run in the cloud right in our data center. You understand? So that is what it does. And like I said, it uses the same set of tools that you use in the cloud. For the DevOps team, the same set of tools that they use is what you will use in Azure Stack. And for solutions that are available in the marketplace, I'll still touch on that. The same set of solutions are available to you on Stack today. So you can actually consume those services local within the environment. So is the same consistent view as Azure. If I open the portal of Azure Stack for you today, and I open the portal for Azure for you, the public Azure, if I don't tell you, you won't be able to distinguish which is which. So, and that is what Microsoft has built into this. So the consistency is the key, so that developers can build applications using consistent set of services, and DevOps processes and tools to collaborate and deploy solutions that meet the business, technical, and regulatory requirements, for their organization. So developer can speed up new application development using these pre-built, services that you can run within your data center. So I've talked a bit about this. So the same set of tools. So on Azure, you can see for IT, for developer, is the same thing on both sides. So hires on Azure Stack, hires on Azure. So those services are available and they are consistent across those two platforms. So some of the average use cases. So why do people want to use have a hybrid approach to their environment? So you have cases of edge and disconnected solutions, cloud applications that meet every regulation, as well as modern application across both on-premise and the cloud. So today, some of us have services running in the cloud, and we felt or we feel that it's taking time. There's high latency. So I've kept a server on a public cloud, and I try to do a ping. The return time is giving me about 200 milliseconds. That is going to impact on this user's experience. So when you have those kind of situations, you can actually have those data being localized so that you can do your processing. And if you need to present anything to the cloud, you can actually do that to the cloud. So in the case whereby you have real-time latency requirement, then you are always having connectivity issues, or you need to do some local processing of data very quickly, then you can think of hybrid cloud. You can think of Wragby hybrid cloud environment, whereby we host that service to you. It's very close to you, because it's local in Nigeria. So the latency to our place, the return time is usually usually less than, in fact, it's usually a digit. So you can have 3 milliseconds, 5 milliseconds, which is of course good for users experience. So that is when you have that kind of situation, you need to think about having a hybrid cloud which can run off our stack from our tier 3 data center in Nigeria. Then, of course, when you have requirements, so today we understand that there are different regulatory requirements around data residency and data, sovereignty. So you can see that, you have GDPR, you have NDPR. So NDPR is saying that, certain information that, has, personal customer information can actually not be taken out of Nigeria. Of course, there are exceptions, somewhere, but when you look at that, so when you have that strict restriction that says you can't move customer data out of your country, then you have to think of localizing, those information. And if you don't have the capability to host them, based on the changing need of the customer and how innovative your company, is, then you need to think about the hybrid approach, whereby you can keep that data, with a service provider like Wragby. We keep those information for you. The data will be readily available to you as at when you need it. While you are doing that, you are now actually flaunting the regulatory requirement of the federal government of Nigeria in terms of data residency and data sovereignty for your data. So also, when you have requirements such as you need to do platform as a service, you want to do serverless computing, you want to run some microservices, containerization and all the rest, whereby you want to be able to develop those things and move those code without any change. You can leverage this. So this actually speaks around modernizing your application across your cloud, environment and on-premise. So when you have this need, of course, the way to go is, come to Wragby hybrid cloud environment. Will provide that service to you, and of course, it gives you the kind of acceleration you need for you to be able to quickly deliver on what the business requirements are, and meeting the customer's expectation in terms of service delivery. So what does Azure Stack promise today? Of course, I've talked extensively about it. So it gives you, it's just one ecosystem. So it's consistent, hybrid development. So it gives you the same experience you have in the cloud. So like I said, it's a server that you have on-premise. So, and all the services that are available in the cloud are also available on the stack, with the same consistent view. So, and it's purpose built for operational excellence. So it's focused on delivering high application service levels with integrated systems that are designed to deliver consistent Azure innovation in a predictable and non-destructive manner. So these are the promises that Azure Stack has given, and of course it resides within your data center. So it resides within our data center today. So these are some of these. I talked about this earlier. So some of these are available on the Azure Marketplace, and you can as well see them from and consume them from Azure Stack. So you have the Linux operating systems are there. They are readily available. You have VM extensions, that's Docker and Chef. Then you have some templates, the blockchain, the Cloud Foundry, and the Mesos. So they are all available in the same way, no modification. The same way you use them in the public cloud is the same way you consume them on Azure Stack today. So this is still just talking about what you get. So today, I was talking about the traditional infrastructure. So on your traditional infrastructure, there are certain things you can do. You can actually scale on demand. So when you do infrastructure as a service, you can scale on demand. But in the cloud, your infrastructure as a service can actually scale. So you have what we call the VM scale set. So when the demands are high, so you have an application you have deployed today, when demand is very high, the application will scale itself. And when demand is low, it readjusts itself. So this is possible with the form of automation and orchestration that is embedded within this service. Then when you look at the the PaaS service as well, so of course the enabled deployment choice with portability. So you have the Azure app services, the Azure function that you can actually use. Then of course the admin experience is the same. Like I've talked about it, whether you're on Stack or on-premise, then this is pay as you use. So today you buy a server, you go and buy a server that is has maybe 1 terabyte, that has 32 gig of RAM and has maybe 8 processors, and you realize your demand in the immediate is just 2 processors, let's say 250 hard disk space, then you need, let's say, 8 gig of RAM. But you made that, you lock down your resource because you cannot be buying when you need. You can't scale that way, because even when you look at the approval process, you can't say you want to buy 2 processors now, 8 gig RAM now, 250 gig hard disk. So you do your capacity planning and plan for what you will consume in the next 1 year. That is not the case here. Small, then you grow big as your need and demand increases. So that's the flexibility this gives to you. It is pay as you use, so you can scale up, you can scale down. So when demand gets very high, you pay higher money. When the demand gets low, the service shrinks back, then you pay low. So your payment can actually be fluctuating. So you can pay high this month, pay low next month, pay high the other month. So that is the way this operates, and that's the flexibility it offers to you. So the PaaS service, I've actually talked about this. So the web and mobile and the API hub, so your serverless computing. So you leverage this. So this will be tough for you to do within your your infrastructure that you've set up. So you can actually leverage this for you to deliver on some of your business need and requirement. And of course, the Azure service fabric, the containerization, you can actually leverage that as well. Then the cloud fortress. So these are services that are available to you in the cloud, which traditionally are not available in your private cloud environment, as well as your traditional IT infrastructure environment. So that these are things that help you meet your business need, help you to be innovative, help you to be creative, help you to have that agility required for you to deliver on business needs, as well as meeting customers' requirements as at when due. So, of course, the IaaS here is just beyond your traditional virtualization. So I've talked about the virtual skill set. You can do containers with Dockers. Of course, your networking, you have load balancer and all the rest. All these are services put together, to deliver, value to you within this, infrastructure as a service provided by Azure Stack and Azure services. So this is the Azure Stack. So it's actually an integrated system. So it's actually a composition of both hardware and software. So it's purpose built really. So, and it's between Microsoft and hardware vendors. So what they've done is to continuously innovate these to provide greater value and reliability for full operational life cycle. So you have everything is a closed system. So Microsoft has actually partnered with the following OEMs. So you have Dell EMC, you have HP, you have Lenovo, you have Cisco. So Microsoft Stack, solution is running off this, and you usually have it in nodes. So you can grow the nodes, from 2 to 16 nodes. So, and of course, resilience is built into them. So it's not a single point of failure when you look at it in the real sense. So that is what this service offers. And when you look at it, it actually has integrated support. So the way it works is, if I bought a stack today that is from Cisco, so Cisco is the hardware, Microsoft is the software. Whoever, if there's an issue, whoever amongst these two that I log a case with can do internal escalation to the other person. So, so I don't need to worry myself, it's hardware problem, it's software problem. So if I notice an issue on the platform and I log a case with Microsoft, if Microsoft has checked and see that it's not software, they will internally route the escalation to the hardware vendor for them to provide. So they work hand in hand. And this gives you that confidence and comfort you need to say, the world technology giants are delivering service to me. And so the stack we have today run off a Cisco hardware. And of course, it's been a wonderful experience. And for customers we have on the platform, we've not recorded any downtime in terms of the SLA we promised to them while subscribing to the service. So you are sure of support from the best of team around the world. So you have, if you subscribe to us today, you have Microsoft providing support service to you. You have Cisco providing support service, and you have Wragby, which is your preferred partner in country that can actually provide the necessary support to ensure your services, your applications are up and running 24/7, 365 days. So still, about the integrated system, of course, it's fast to deploy and easy for you to grow. I've talked about the pay-as-you-use model. You have just one bill. You can pay on a monthly basis. You can pay on an annual basis. So if you tell us that, I'm paying annual, so there are ways we actually manage that to give you some comfort in terms of what you pay to us upfront. Then, of course, I've talked about the end-to-end support. So it's an integrated support where escalations are done. So it's not like Microsoft will say, no, go to Cisco, is their problem, or go to Wragby. So that entire process is managed by Wragby to ensure seamless the running of your service of our infrastructure. So looking at this, so the managed service opportunity that exists for us around this, we have the depth of Azure expertise. So in terms of business capability, so when you look at it, so some of the services that you can do here, so you can do your data insight, things around IoT, machine learning, cognitive services, and of course this also enable mobile workforce, because you can quickly spin off services that for your mobile workforce to get to work. Then in terms of technical capabilities, we look at the cloud architecture and design. Then we do migration management and optimization. So today, when when we talk to you about moving to the cloud, we do a kind of assessment to evaluate what you have today. We understand that there are some legacy applications that are not compatible with the cloud. So there are ways in which we can help you move those applications to the cloud. So they are not cloud ready today, but they can actually still sit in the cloud. So we do a lot of engagement with you to ensure that at the end of the day, when we move you from where you are today, you are going to have a better, seamless experience within our cloud environment. Then also we help you to do the management of the environment, monitoring, helping you to protect the data you are putting there in terms of ensuring we meet your backup, your BCP and DRP compliance requirement, things you talk about, your RPO, your RTO. So how quickly do you want to get back to the business in case there is any disaster? We do all those planning with you and help you to have the best experience moving to the of course, talking about the security and compliance as well. We've told you this is a purpose-built infrastructure. It meets with all security requirements globally, and of course there are different layers of security that is actually offered on this platform. Then we talk about the automation it brings. So automation and analytics standard. So you have some templates you can actually use that aligns with best practices. Then of course you can do role and process focus for continuous service delivery for your DevOps team. Then in terms of operations, so governance, reporting, audit. So there are audit trails for everything that is actually happening within the environment. Then we also do continuous cost optimization for you. So today, this is what you are subscribed to, and you are saying, oh, I need to optimize my cost. There are activities we engage you on to ensure we help you optimize your cost around that, of course. And we have custom SLAs. We have different category of plans for SLA that meet each business requirement. Depending on the workloads you run off our environment, we'll provide managed service support with you with contract terms that meet your need. So why do you need to do our hybrid cloud? Why Wragby? So I've talked so much about all these things, but these are some of the things, the reason why you need to come to us. So, we help you to unlock application innovation. And we also help you to keep your data, where it belongs. So I've talked about not wanting to keep some data in the cloud, not wanting to keep some data somewhere. So if you don't want to go to the public cloud, we can actually help you keep data here for you to meet, your compliance and regulatory requirement. Then of course we meet your business SLA. So we have promised people 5 nines in the past, based on what the service requirements are. Then we are hosted in a tier 3 data center, by the Uptime Institute. So today, a lot of us have data center running in our organization, but some of those data centers are not even tier 1 data center. And of course, I believe everyone understands, what the requirements are for tier 3 data center. So we run up tier 3 data center, meaning, it will be tough for us to have a downtime because they are redundant of every service that, every component that is providing service to the infrastructure that reside within the data center. Then of course, we help you to scale your IT services and workloads to help you improve performance. So we reduce your time to realize your objective. So you want to do something now, we give you the agility, we give you that speed for you to be able to do it as quickly as possible. And of course, this is running from a tested platform. Most of us use Microsoft solutions today. I'm sure we've not had regret. So this is a solution and product from Microsoft. So it's built on a tested platform. So, and since we've been running it, we've not had a downtime, within the environment. Then of course, it gives access to solutions you might want to consume from the marketplace, right? So, and of course, helps you to enjoy the consistent experience for your developers between your on-premise and the cloud as well. Then of course, it helps you to avoid exposure to compliance. Like I said, you can't keep a data in public cloud. So having it on the stack, when the regulators come, where is this data come from? You can point to them that it is in Rack Centre in Nigeria. That is where the data is hosted. So you have met, compliance requirement, in terms of that. Then these are some of the things, what we promise to our customers. Just, we want to provide exceptional solution that allows you to achieve your business goal without any difficulty, right? So you come to us today, I need these servers. In about 10 minutes, like I said earlier, the server is ready for you. Oh, the server I requested for, I don't need as much as that. Can you scale me down? We do it for you. Oh, I need to scale up because what I asked for before was not to scale up. I've told you, reserve this for me, and this is what I'm going to use in 1 year. And you come back to us and say, I want you to scale this up for me. In few minutes, that is ready for you. So we help you to meet your business objective without any difficulty. So that's what we've done. Then, of course, we have some offers that we give to our customers. So we do cloud discovery workshop for you. So we look at the readiness of your environment. So how prepared are you to move to the cloud? These are the things you have running in your environment. These are the ones that can be immediately moved to the cloud in a hybrid approach. This is what we need to do. We take you through that journey to ensure that your experience from on-premise to the cloud is going to be a better one and not going to be a sad one. So that is what we do with you. So we take our time to transition you from on-premise to the cloud. Then we also provide free basic support for initial 3 months. Like I told you, we have layers of support. So we provide you 3 months free support, after we have done deployment for you, for your service, on our cloud. Then of course, when you sign up for 1 year, so you have reserved instance for 1 year, we give you 1 month free service, around that. Then of course the benefits, that can be overemphasized. I've talked so much about it. So it helps you to, cut your costs. Like I talked about buying a server that you don't need everything today, that you need in the next 1 year. So you can start small and grow yourself. Then of course, your time to market, for new services is quicker. Of course, it helps you to meet the business SLA as well as the SLA you sign with your customer. Then of course, it's cloud on your own terms. So the way you want it is the way we do it for you. Then the end-to-end support. So still looking at this, I've spoken about this. So what you see is that a lot of organizations are dealing with growing pressure to rapidly innovate so that they can meet up with compete, right? That is a need or a reason for you to do a hybrid cloud, so that you are sure that this service where you are keeping it is going to be readily available, it's going to meet the business need, is going to meet the customer's need, and is also going to be to help you to be more innovative. Rather than you thinking about the ACs in the data centers are not working, the temperature has gone high, the servers are hot, I need to go and shut down. Oh, we need to send messages to customers. All those will never be. So it helps you to digitally transform your business. So today, cloud is not something you can do without, as it were. So, it's not even an option anymore. It's the way to go. You need to be subscribed to a cloud service today. You need to start thinking of hybrid cloud, services, so that you can scale, as you grow, so that you can improve your customers' experience, and it helps you to maintain easily accessible, services around data recovery. So you need to think hybrid cloud. You need to think cloud today for you to meet your business objective. On the last note, I'd like to say this was a recent Gartner's report, and what Gartner has said, of course, a lot of us knows about the Gartner's chart. So what Gartner said is, by next year, over 75% of mid-sized to large organizations will adopt a multi-cloud or a hybrid IT strategy. And like I said, from that information I shared, about 58% of companies have started developing their IT strategy. So if you don't have one today is the time to begin to do that. We've seen what has happened in 2020. No one knows what is going to happen in 2021. But we've seen that even some countries in the Europe have started introducing lockdown. And the Lagos State government has also mentioned that there might be another set of lockdown. So we need to be prepared. So not having access to our offices will not be an excuse to our customers. Not having access to the office will not be, an excuse to our internal customers. So we need to start planning our hybrid journey today, so that we'll be able to provide the necessary and the required services, to our internal and external customers as at when due. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening.
Thank you, Sikiru, for that elaborate and very detailed presentation. So I know that a couple of us might have questions. There's a question and answer session, a panel discussion. So there'll be a panel that you can ask questions. We have some of our experts in-house. So in the next 5-10 minutes, we'll be able to do that. So you can write your questions, and if you want to put them in the chat, you can put them, so we'll read them out. Or if you want to ask them when we get there, then you can. Straight away, now the next thing, I will quickly go through a catalog of use cases that we can use. We don't intend to go beyond time. We will ensure that we finish this webinar within the timeline, and that's 12:30. And working towards that. So right now, I'm just going to show us some of the use cases of the environment, part of what Sikiru showed us, talked about a couple of minutes ago. So just give me a moment while I share my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
It's coming up. Okay, it's up now. Yes.
All right. So this is like a catalog of our service. So what we've done, like my colleagues said, what we've done is we've implemented Azure Stack in country to ensure that we can, our customers can get the benefits of the cloud in country. And why did we decide to do in country? Because for us, as Rugby, the cloud is not a place, it's a model. And that's why we're preaching hybrid cloud to use. I mean, you don't have to move everything to the cloud at once. You can take your steps. You can gradually move some services and run some on-premise, run some in the cloud. Maybe it's an in-country cloud, run some in the public cloud. And that was why we needed that nimbleness for our customers. And that was why we chose Azure Stack, because it's modeled after the Microsoft Public Azure platform. We could have done AWS, we could have done any other. But the truth is that the others didn't have this model that allowed you to have this flexibility where you have a private cloud, where you can have a cloud on premise, you can have in country, you can have an edge, you can have a disconnected edge and all that. But with the Microsoft Azure cloud model, you can actually do this. You can go at your own pace into the cloud. And our intention is to help our customers to get the best out of the cloud service, out of cloud services. So you can migrate your applications, your services, you can move everything at once the way you want it. And again, our goal is to ensure that our customers meet their business and regulatory requirements in getting the best out of any service that they want to do. So with an in-country cloud platform, you get the benefit of having meeting your business needs and meeting regulatory needs where required. For those of us in the financial sector, for those of us in government, for those of us in telecommunication, the NCC laws, the CBN requirements is stating that some data has to remain in country and all that. So with this platform, with what we've done with the Azure Stack, making it multi-tenant and putting it in country, and also putting it in Rack Centre, which is a tier 3 data center, ensuring availability and physical security and management, you can get the best of this. User experience, you can get the best of that. Because again, we not as again, but the way it is, the connectivity within our region in sub-Saharan Africa and in Nigeria is not yet at the optimum level like you have in Europe and North America and Asia. Basically, connectivity is you have a latency of an average of 120 milliseconds if you are hosting outside Nigeria. And for critical applications, because again, we are getting into, permit me to use the word, you can see my white baby, so I'm not in that generation. They said I'm not amongst them. So, in the Sorosoke generation, they want everything now. They want it to happen as quickly as possible. And connectivity might not allow some applications to achieve that, especially financial applications. Before you get those checks, those authentications, sometimes it fails. We are getting into Black Friday now. You will want to buy some things, and because of latency and all others, and you might not be able to receive some things. We can get into nitty-gritty at a later time, but really, when you host in country and your data is being routed in country because it doesn't have to go out, the latency reduces and you get the best user experience. So we've had situations where, because it's been hosted in country, you can have latencies as low as 50 milliseconds, 20 milliseconds at times. And sometimes I've seen somebody say that they had as low as 10 milliseconds. Well, it can happen. But again, if your data is rooted in country, and most of our ISPs have done that, and with Rack Centre, because IXPN is in there, most of that, the connectivity is rooted within Nigeria and Lagos, and you get the best of that service. So you can meet business and regulatory requirement by hosting there. So basically, we have smart hybrid cloud and smart cloud built on Microsoft Azure Stack, giving you the best. So some of the services that you can get on Microsoft Azure, you get them on Azure Stack. As of today, I think 60 to 65 or almost 70% of the services available on Azure Public are already available on Azure Stack Hub. So, and Microsoft is updating as much as possible to ensure that those services are available on Azure Stack as you move on. And as people are having, building their own private cloud or having a multi-tenant cloud like ours, you can get the best of those services. And again, what we've done, because we've invested in this infrastructure, we can give you at a very reasonable price. You don't have to worry about getting Forex in order to host. And again, just let me state, and that's why we're going into this catalog. You have a catalog of services that go beyond just infrastructure as a service. It goes beyond just you hosting servers. It goes into your applications, because your applications are actually the most important in this cloud services. Your applications are moving to the cloud, and the servers are what we call them, but it's your application. So we have the virtual data centers. That is one use case that we have. Instead of you having just virtual machines, so of course you can subscribe to virtual machines, but what we've also done is we've built your own data centers. For example, you have your server room or a data center in your office. We virtualize that so you can have your resource estates into resource estates. And resource estates will mean that you have your server resources, your network resources, your security resources, all combined together to form your data center. So you could have your load balancers and all those services. And because it's Azure, you can actually go into the Azure marketplace, subscribe to resources, and everything is subscription based. So you can subscribe to resources and start using them, eliminating your CAPEX and ensuring that you have managed OPEX. So the outcome is that you have your data center, and like Sikiru said, you can always you can call the regulators and show them that, okay, so your services are hosted in country, and you can also get the best benefit of that. I will go on to the next one, business intelligence. You need to have adequate reporting. And Microsoft has Power BI that gives you intuitive and powerful reporting that enables you to have actionable insights into your services that you've deployed, and allows you to make proactive decisions that will drive your business for you. Now, you don't have to buy these things because you can just subscribe to them and start using them in what you have. So you could have business intelligence, business insight, and some of these things, our own team, our data engineering team, the ones we call Data Zone, fantastic team, I must say. They've built some products that we can actually integrate for you. I mean, drive into your subscription that allows you those insights, that allows you to achieve those insights, allows you to have real-time reporting, know where to automate and manage your platform. And you can decide on which dashboard each person needs to see, the one that the CIO is supposed to see, the one that the chief executive is supposed to see, and all that, everything already in the platform. And then again, there is the modernization of your applications. You want to containerize them. You want to use Azure Kubernetes, all those services, or you want to use Docker. All those things are already available on the platform. Just subscribe to them and start using them. And you can modernize your applications. You can migrate them. You can either do a lift and shift like what we did with Virtual Data Center, or you can modernize your applications and put them on the platform, managing your costs and managing the resources that you use to. What you get, cost and time saving, maximize efficiency, a more efficient IT team, increase security, and you don't have to change codes for the applications that you've written because you're containerizing them. Secure virtual data room. You have data that you want to have secure access to. You want to put them in the cloud, and you want to put them in the public for people to be able to access. And you want the public accessing it to have different rights. So for example, you want to monetize your records. This solution will help you do that. So for some records that you want to put in the public and you want them to be read-only, you can create those things with this product for you. And you can subscribe to it within your subscription, and you can subscribe to it alone on the platform by itself. So basically, you can put them in a room, we call them secure data room, and create access for people to come see within your organization or in the public too. Business continuity. So another use case you want to do, maybe you want to remain on premise for regulatory reasons. I know that for some regulators, they want to see physical servers. For some regulators, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear cloud. Beyond virtualization, they don't want to hear that. So it's okay. But you can also do your business continuity with this platform. So you could do. So we have various options for that. You could do data protection, which is backup. You can back up to our platform, or you could do disaster recovery, meaning that you could have an active, passive. But what we're doing with it, how we're achieving this is with the Azure site Azure Site Recovery, which is also available on the platform. So you could make your own platform the primary and ours the secondary, or you could make ours the primary and yours the secondary, whichever one you want to do it. We have those solutions for you, and the protection or the disaster recovery will be based on your own RTO and RPO to ensure that you get the right failover services that you are requesting for, that you need for your business. Beyond that, we also know that a lot of businesses require enterprise resource planning software solution to run. And one of the things that we started with in Wragby is in building that and in implementing that for customers. So we have a very vibrant business solutions team, very massive team, built enterprise solutions for customers from public sector to the private sector, and build some customized solutions for customers. So, and we know that we can do that for customers. So we've been doing that. And beyond that, we've also noticed that in the market, you could have solutions for the enterprise, you could have solutions for the mid enterprise, for the corporates, sorry. Microsoft has a solution called Business Central. And you could have that's for the corporates. And then you could have some solutions for the SMEs. What we've noticed is that, yes, you have for the enterprise, Microsoft has Dynamics 365, and our team are very good in doing that, in implementing that, and also the Business Central solution. And we can also implement the Business Central solution on the Azure stack, and we can do it based on the infrastructure as service. The technical team can take you through all that. But beyond that, we also noticed that for the SMEs, the solutions that are available are a bit expensive. So our team has built a product that we call Biz Manager. I think Olumide showed that earlier in his presentation, that focuses on the small businesses and is priced around that for the small businesses and entry-level corporates. It's priced around that, very cost effective, and it will fix your solution for you. It is not your Dynamics 365, and it is not Business Central, but it hits up to, it will meet the basic needs of, it will meet the needs of businesses within the corporate and SME sectors, and is well priced for them. So you could host your ERP, and if it's Sage that you have that you want to host, all well and good. If it's Business One, all well and good. We can host it on that platform for you, and you get the benefits of that environment. That's some of the use cases that we have, and there are more of it that we could work with. There are more that we can work with, and plenty of them like that. So, so as not to waste any more time, we can take your questions. And so I will call on Sikiru and Mr. Ayodele, our panelists, to quickly come on board. I mean, maybe unmute your mic so that you can take the questions that the team will be asking. And we have a couple of questions for you already, maybe just to make them, but let's hear your own questions for now. So if anybody has questions, we can take them. Sorry, I would like to, while we go ahead, let me introduce Mr. Akayodele. Mr. Ayodele is our digital advisor, and he sits over most of our technical implementation. He's one of the first Azure Stack certified people in this region. And when I'm saying this region, I'm talking about MCC. Sorry, I'm talking about the MEA region. And he has deep insights into all this. So if we have questions, please, it's always interesting to add. I mean, he will be very ready to answer those questions. Okay, any questions? If not, okay, so maybe let me start with some of my questions and some of the questions that we have received before now, and maybe that will help us to understand. And so, first question here that I have here is, how can hybrid cloud accelerate migration and unlock benefit and value early for a business?
Okay, thank you very much, Wale. Great question. And I think that's what every forward-looking business should consider. So how does hybrid cloud unlock business value and accelerate migration? But of course, what you see happen when an hybrid cloud is deployed is the fact that you can take the journey at your own pace, right? What a philosophy that we have is that the cloud is a model and of course not a place. And one of the value that brings is that you take the cloud journey at your own pace. Use cases and scenarios where, for example, you need to modernize legacy applications, and for reasons such as data residency, you don't want to take those to the public cloud. You can start at that point in time. Start at that point, have this, setup within in a hybrid cloud fashion. But of course, starting with a platform like Azure Stack, which will definitely offer you the kind of, the plethora of services that are also available in the public cloud. For example, you have services like infrastructure as a service, and then you have platform as a service, and also has been presented also services and solutions that are available within the Azure Stack marketplace, okay, that you can leverage on for different kind of use cases, okay. That way we see that the hybrid cloud helps you to derive business value, particularly as it helps you to take your cloud journey at your own pace, and of course fulfilling requirements such as compliance requirements, industry regulations, and governmental regulations as well. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Adeyemi, I think you are muted.
Sorry. Thank you very much. I didn't even know. Thank you. I didn't know when I muted myself. Thank you very much for that deep insight. Sikiru, you talked about migration. How do you manage migration costs for businesses? That's one question that I have here.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. So the way it's done is, of course, first thing we do within the migration space is first understanding. So for every engagement, there is scope. So today, a customer can have, let's say, server footprint of about, let's say, 70 servers, or 50 servers, as the case may be. So first is actually to understand the scope of what needs to be done. So of all these servers you have running within your current environment, so how many are you moving to the cloud? So if you talk about saying, okay, fine, based on the assessment we've done, based on the analysis that has been done, so we've seen that, okay, as a starting point, we'll be moving, let's say 10 servers to the cloud. So based on these, of course, we'll be able to give you what it's going to take for us to be able to move those servers to the cloud. So there are different approaches still to this, really. So like I mentioned earlier, so some applications are cloud ready, some services are cloud ready. So for those ones, it's just a seamless move. Just do migrate, and it's of course moves it to the other environment. But there are some that we need to do a little bit of work, which is making them to be cloud compatible. So talking about the legacy applications. So you need to look at how we want to wrap them up by the time they get into the cloud. So all this put together, in terms of scope and understanding of the requirement will actually help us to be able to, give the best price, to the customer in terms of being able to help them migrate those services from on-premise to the cloud. So while we are doing this, of course, there are some things that come, like I mentioned earlier. So we have the cloud discovery workshop, which comes free to the customer. For some organization, for them to offer that service to you, you have to pay for it. So it's not just about moving you, but we help you to prepare, for that journey. So, and while we are doing that in preparation, we understand what your scope is, which will speak to what course will be, put forward to you for that migration to the cloud. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Is there any question from the audience? I have a couple more, but I want to know if the audience has any question that they want to ask. All right, I have another question here. How do you know whether the service health and performance of your workload are uncompromised? I guess what the person is trying to ask here is, how do you know that the subscribed resources on your platform, on our platform, are not are working at optimum performance? And how do you know that you are not oversubscribing or that it's not impacting on the platform? How do you take care of that? How do you ensure that one person is not hogging resources and impacting on others?
Okay. Good. Yeah. Good question. So the platform, of course, is multi-tenant, and you kind of subscribe to resources when you are onboarded, and this is based on the way the platform has been designed. Okay, and how it has been allocated based on the kind of plans, and then that fits into the subscription that each customer will be subscribing to. So that kind of planning, it's what goes into the initial phase of even before customers get provision and get to be onboarded on their various subscription on the platform. But having said that, there's also ongoing performance monitoring, okay, across, what the health of the system is like, what is going on within the underlying fabric, what is, happening with the various components and subsystem of the, platform itself, and that is being managed, by the team of architects. Okay, that's for escalations, and then the engineers, cutting across hardware engineers, network engineers, security engineers. Okay, looking at everything that is happening end to end across the entire platform, and of course. What that also means in effect is that the platform is designed in such a way that it can be scaled up as at when required. Okay, so all the planning and the metrics that goes into the initial setup and configuration at certain time, if there's a need to. The platform can also be scaled up in such a way that it accommodates additional requests for capacity. So talking about more CPU cores and more disk storage and IOs. So all of those are provided for within the platform. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I have one more question here, and it's commercial. Maybe I will just take that question. It's talking about costs. What's the total cost of ownership? Is it how do you price it, expense and all that? So for this platform, and I want to do it because of the time, for this platform, you are priced in Naira, and you are priced, your billing is monthly, but you can pay quarterly, you can pay twice a year, you can pay annually. I mean, it's like when you subscribe to any cloud service. And again, because we have invested in this platform and put it in country, we're able to give very competitive pricing and for the same value of service that you'll be getting from any international cloud service. And like we said, you can always have either it's your infrastructure as a service or your platform as a service, or you want to run anything as a service. Maybe it's a software that you want to put as a service, you want to put it out to your customers. You can always do that with this platform. So again, that's how we provide it. And then we also have some incentives. So when you sign up, you get this discount. And if you refer any successful customer to the platform, you get a referral fee. I think we do 15%, 15 to 20%, between 15 to 20% referral fee for anybody that refers any customer to the platform. And it's open. I mean, we have it, and for in-house, some of our in-house people are benefiting from that, and we can do that. We do that also for external customers as long as we can prove that this was referred and the customer is close. So those are the kind of services that we run, and you can reach out to our team. So they will reach out to you. You can reach out to our team for more information on that. And Damilola, the organizer, will put in a link because we are quickly out of time and we need to close this now. She will put in a link in the chat box, and she will also send to you a feedback form that you can fill and state how this webinar went and what your views are. And if you have any question, you can always send those questions back to us through that link, or you can send it through the email, and we'll be able to respond to you as quickly as we can. We are on standby. We're ready to ensure that we can provide these services for you as soon as possible. And again, finally, you can also try the platform. We're offering a free 1-week trial for infrastructure as a service only. And so if you want to try the platform, hit us in the feedback form that we're sending to you, and we can give you a link and you can start your trial subscription too. And if you want to make a decision after that, all well and good. So thank you very much for joining us. We're grateful, and thank you for the 90 minutes that we have taken out of your time. Thank you for giving us that, and hope to see you soon, hope to sign you up soon, and hope to work with you soon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all, and hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.